Hello, and welcome to my first how-to video. Today I want to show you how to launch and land your drone by hand. Sometimes to get the footage you want, the terrain doesn't lend itself to ideal launching and landing conditions. Maybe the terrain is dusty. Maybe you want to launch from a kayak or you're surrounded by alligators. Maybe you just want to launch from a forest. Whatever your situation is, I want to show you how to launch and land in places where using the ground is not really ideal. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Mavic Mini. Obviously, you're going to want to open up your screen, hold your drone in your hand with your arm outstretched. Obviously, this is not a Mavic Mini, but a Mavic 2 Pro. I just want to show you how to hold a controller while you take off. Now, if you notice, the bottom of my iPhone is pressed up against my stomach. This helps me keep the controller steady in one hand while I have the drone in the other. I'll use my thumb to start the drone using the screen, which I'm going to show you in the next section. Okay, back to the Mavic Mini. So we've got our drone in our hand, our arm is outstretched, and we're getting ready to launch. So with my thumb, I'll reach over and press the white takeoff button. Once the button is pressed, it'll turn yellow and this takeoff screen will appear. Once you're ready to launch, just hold your finger on the center circle and wait until the green reaches all the way around. If you let go before it's completely around, it'll stop and it won't launch. And you'll have to do it again. And we are off. And now we're going to move over to the Mavic 2 Pro. Okay, now basically we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to use our thumb. We're going to touch the takeoff button, but only instead of getting a circle, you're just going to get the square and you're going to have this slide bar. So you're going to slide your thumb all the way over to the right. If you don't go all the way, it's not going to take off. So move it all the way to the right and then you should be able to launch. Okay, once the propeller starts spinning, all you really have to do is just kind of let go and the drone will hover on its own and wait for your command. Like I said, make sure you keep your arm outstretched and keep the drone away from your face. Do not try this on a windy day. When you're bringing your drone in to catch it, there's a couple ways that you can do it. Um, One way is that you can just kind of bring the drone down to where it's right in front of you, and then you just kind of sneak your hand up under it and and then you just kind of grab it. And once you grab it, then you just pull down on the left stick and it'll turn off. The problem with this method is that the obstacle avoidance sensor will likely read your hand and it'll try to elevate. So you got to kind of be sneaky with it. The other way is really the ideal way. Really, all you have to do is just bring your drone down to about, shoulder height. I'll stretch your hand underneath the drone. The drone will read your hand and think it's an obstacle at first, and it will elevate, but then it'll read your hand as a landing pad and it will come down and land on it. But you have to hold the stick down in order to make this happen. The left stick, the right stick will bring it back at you. Obviously, you're going to want to keep your fingers clear of the propellers because if it gets you, it will hurt. Well, guys, that's all I have right now. I hope you found this video helpful. Like I said, this was my first how-to video. I know I mumble terribly, so I hope you guys can understand me pretty well. Um, so thank you for your time. I hope you learned something.